Friends and viewers, good day. Today I am going to tell you about the very curious novel written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The name of this novel is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So the story starts like this, that Roger Button and his wife have decided their first child should be born in hospital. Though at the time this was unusual, as most babies were born at home. The year is 1816 and the Buttons live in Baltimore, where Roger is the financially successful owner of Roger Button and Company, wholesale hardware. The Buttons are prominent members of the elite in antebellum Baltimore society. Roger hopes to have a boy that he can enroll at Yale University one day, where Roger himself graduated college. On the September morning when the baby is being born, Roger dresses fastidiously and rushes to the Maryland private hospital for ladies and gentlemen with a mixture of nervous and excitement. Just outside the hospital, Roger happens to see Dr. Keene, the family physician. Roger noticed a strange expression on Dr. Keene's face and worriedly asked about his wife and newborn baby. Dr. Keene does not answer directly, and he seems to be annoyed by something to do with the birth of Roger's child. Roger presses the doctor for detail about what had happened, but the doctor snaps that Roger should go and see for himself. Dr. Kenny angrily complains that his reputation could be ruined and that he never wants to see Roger Button or his family again. Dr. Kenny then abruptly leaves. Roger Button, now terrified, walks hesitatingly through the doctor's door. He approached the nurse at the desk and identifies himself. The nurse's cheery demeanor vanishes instantly and she appears ready to run away. Roger asks to see his child and the nurse tells him to go upstairs. Roger goes to the secret floor where another nurse greets him. He again identifies himself and asks to see his child. The nurse is so startled that she drops the basin as she is holding and it clinks down the stairs. She agrees to take Roger to see the child, but complains that the hospital reputation has been ruined. Roger follows the nurse to the room where the newborn baby are kept. He asks which baby is his, and the nurse points. What Roger sees confuses him. Stuffed into one of the cribs and wrapped in a white blanket is a man who appears to be 70 years of age. Roger Button balks at the suggestion and that this is his newborn baby, but the nurse assures him that it is. The old man asks Roger whether he is his father and if Roger can take him out of there. Roger Button is at first refuses to believe that this old man is his newborn baby, but the nurse again assures him it is and insists that Roger must take him home today. The old man expresses relief at this, complaining about the crying of all other babies and they only give him milk to consume. Roger Button stands stupefied and begins to imagine the embarrassment to having to bring home this child. The nurse snaps the Roger and his child need to leave immediately, and the old man announced that he won't leave the hospital wearing only a blanket. The nurse then commands Roger to go into the town and buy the old man some clothes. As Roger leaves, the old man calls out to him and says not to forget to buy him a cane as well. As the store there is some confusion between Mr. Button and the clerk. Mr. Button doesn't think it proper to dress his son as a man. But of course, boys' clothes won't fit him. Not wanting to admit the truth of his unheard of prediction, Mr. Button winds up purchasing a fancy suit for an adolescent. When he presents the suit to the old man back at the hospital, the old man is hesitant. He doesn't want to look foolish. Mr. Button insists that he put it on, saying that it is the old man who has made him look foolish. The old man dons the suit and the result depresses Mr. Button. It is a suit of young boy with dotted socks and pink pants. It looks completely ridiculous on the old man. To try and make up for this, Mr. Button chops off the old man's long grey beard with hospital shears. Gathering his courage, Mr. Button takes his son's hand and leads him out of the hospital. When his son asks him what he is to be called, Roger jokes dyingly that they call him Methuselah. Mr. Button persists in trying to make his son, now named Benjamin, appears as normal as possible. He has Benjamin hair dyed dark and his beard shaved close. He has confused tailor-made clothing for a young boy, but specially fitted for a 5'8" adult. Despite these efforts, Benjamin still looks like an old man and walks with a stooped back. Mr. Button continues unwaveringly at first. He forces Benjamin to eat milk instead of food, then relents and allows him bread and butter as well. He brings home toys for babies and children and commands Benjamin to play with them. However, Benjamin's old man tastes cannot be suppressed. He smokes his father's cigar and reads the encyclopedia. At first, the news of Button's new child is a scandal in Baltimore, but when the Civil War breaks out the following year, the Button drama is forgotten. Benjamin continues to do his best to please his parents. He patiently endures play dates with adolescent boys in the neighborhood. When Benjamin accidentally breaks a window with a slingshot, his father is almost proud of him. Thereafter, Benjamin tries to break something every day. However, Benjamin finds that he is most comfortable in the company of his grandfather, taking about daily events. At age 5, Benjamin is sent to kindergarten, but he is bored by it and frequently dozes off during activities. The teacher complains to his parents and Benjamin is removed from the school. To his great relief, by age 12, Benjamin's parents begin to get used to him. Around this time, Benjamin looks in the mirror and discovers that he seems to have gotten younger these past 12 years. In any event, he no longer stops and feels better physically than ever before. Benjamin works up the courage to ask his father to be able to wear long trousers like a grown man should. His father, who has promised himself to treat Benjamin as any other 12-year-old boy, resists at first. After some discussion, the two compromise and Benjamin is allowed to wear long trousers so long as he continues to dye his hair and play with boys his own age. As years pass, Benjamin Button grows younger. 18-year-old Benjamin, who looks about 50 now, takes the Yale exam and enrolled as a freshman. When he shows up at the registrar office, the registrar mistakes him for his father. Benjamin tries to convince the registrar that he is 18 years old, college freshman Benjamin Button, but to no avail. The registrar throws Benjamin out of the office, calling him a dangerous lunatic. On his way back to the train station, Benjamin noticed that a crowd of students has gathered and is following him. The people in the crowd jeer at him, make fun of him, and as he boards the train As the train pulls away, Benjamin yells out the window that they will all regret this. Benjamin Button begins to work for his father's company now that he's 20 years old. His father insists on taking him out socially to dances and parties. At one such party, Benjamin meets and instantly falls in love with Hildegard Moncrief, the daughter of prominent men. Hildegard agrees to dance with Benjamin. She mistakes Benjamin for his brother. And Benjamin, remembering what happened at Yale, does not correct her. Hildegard confesses that she likes older men and the two get along well. Benjamin spends the rest of the night in love-induced daze. 6 months later, Benjamin and Hildegard make their engagement known. This causes a flurry of rumors to swirl about Benjamin and his true identity. None of these stories tell the real truth, and Benjamin becomes known as the mystery man of Maryland. Roger Button publishes Benjamin's birth certificate as proof of his authenticity, but people refuse to believe it because of Benjamin's appearance, because of all the fake stories. Hildegard won't even believe the real one, but that Benjamin is a man of 20. Over the course of next 15 years, the Button's hardware business grows and flourishes, mostly due to Benjamin's business savvy. The family becomes so successful that high school in Baltimore has no choice but to welcome them. Despite past rumor, Benjamin himself feels and looks younger than ever. His energy levels are high and he relishes having fun. He even becomes the first citizen of Baltimore to own an automobile. His father now adores him, and Benjamin even shores up his relationship with his father-in-law. Unfortunately, as Benjamin grows younger, he becomes less and less attracted to Hildegard. She's getting older and slowly down while he's getting younger and speeding up. Benjamin becomes so restless that he decides to enlist in the army when the Spanish-American War begins. Benjamin serves admirably and is awarded a medal and met by a brass band when he returns. Upon returning home from the war, Benjamin looks at himself in the mirror and is surprised to discover he looks younger than ever. He had hoped that his backward aging stopped once his true age matched his appearance. But that does not appear to be happening. He remarks about this to Hildegard, which annoys her. She angrily accuses him of doing it on purpose and refuses to believe Benjamin can't help his condition. Feeling more energetic than ever, Benjamin continues to drag Hildegard out to parties. He dances while she watches disapprovingly. Others remark how sad it is for Benjamin to be tied to a wife so much older than him. Benjamin takes up golfing and becomes an avid dancer. As he and his wife continue to grow apart, Benjamin begins to contemplate handing over the family business to his new grown son, Roscoe. In 1910, Benjamin enrolls as a freshman at Harvard. He does well immediately, joins the football team, and becomes a star player in the game against Yale. However, each subsequent year, Benjamin becomes less adept at football, and he gets younger and slighter. But the time he's senior, Benjamin looks like a freshman and does not make the team at all. Classes became too hard for him. After graduation, Benjamin moves to the Baltimore High. Hildegard is now living in Italy, so Benjamin moves in with Roscoe. Cohabitation is difficult. Roscoe is a prominent member of society and does not want any drama or scandal. Benjamin is mostly in the way as he grows younger. Still, when Benjamin asks Roscoe to enroll him at a prep school for boys, Roscoe refuses. Roscoe reprimands Benjamin for continuing to grow younger and demands that he call him uncle instead of Roscoe to make things seem more normal. A depressed Benjamin becomes thinking about the ongoing war in Europe, which America has just joined. In fact, just then there's a knock on the door and the butler hands Benjamin a letter. It is from the US Army explaining that soldiers who fought in the Spanish-American War are being called back into the service. The letter commissioned Benjamin as a brigadier general and ordered him to report for duty immediately. Benjamin excitedly rushes to the tailor to be fitted for a uniform and later boards a train for Camp Mosby, South Carolina, to train. When Benjamin arrives at camp, the sentry guards refuse to believe he is who he says he is. Benjamin raises a fuse, but no one believes him. 2 days later, his son Roscoe shows up to take him home. In 1920, Benjamin has the appearance of a 10-year-old boy and Roscoe has his first child. Roscoe is embarrassed that his son's grandfather looks so young. He refused to believe anything other than Benjamin is doing on this purpose, and he denounced it as a perverse and inefficient. When Roscoe boy is 5, he and Benjamin look the same age and are taken care of the same nurse. They both go to the kindergarten, and this time around, Benjamin loves it. After a year, Roscoe's son moves on, but Benjamin stays in kindergarten. After 3 years, Benjamin is deemed too young to be in kindergarten and goes home to be looked after by the nurse full time. Benjamin lives the life of toddler, repeating new words, jumping on the bed, and playing soldier. Benjamin no longer ruminates or puzzles over things he does not remember his adulthood. He does not dream. Soon all he is aware of is when he is hungry, and he no longer understands what other people are saying when they speak. In the end, everything about him fades from his mind and all is dark. And this is the end of Benjamin Button. So Benjamin the Button, he shrinks, he born old, then he get again young and young and young. After he became at the age of his old age, he became a baby, and slowly he died. This is the story of the curious case of Benjamin Button. I hope you people will like it. It is a very interesting story by Scott. So thank you very much.